Divine love and light to all of you. I just want to read out a mail and something on it. This has been pending since little long, but I feel this is a very subtle and nice mail for seekers on the path of truth and light. He seems to be somebody who is seeking the path or yet trying to find a path, because he's somebody who's staying in Bangalore and from Trivandrum, Kerala. He's a seeker. So I'll just read this mail. He says, Namaste, Om Hrim Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. I'm so and so. He gives his introduction and then he say, I used to watch your YouTube videos a lot, which is very much resembling with the quest I have. I was in fact having the quest of understanding the truth from a very young age, and as I was finding it difficult to believe whatever I see or feel, I was getting a feel that if this is true and real, then I should know the cause of reason for everything that occurs with me. True being cannot have imperfections, and I now live in imperfection. I try finding happiness and satisfaction in this material world, but none of them are giving the real purity which I am looking for, and those happiness are temporary, are very temporary, and still finding difficult to get away. The whole purpose of this birth, I feel, will go waste if I am unable to find myself, and that too with such a very limited time span. I watched the sky, moon, stars and all the creations and used to think how much of effort and detailing must have gone into it for making this feel real for me. I bow down to you who walk the path and request you to, with a deep heart, to please help me out to realize the real me. I request your blessings and hand-holding to groom me for getting the vasanas out of me and help me to know the real me. Now, okay, light again. I chose to reply to this mail because this again looks very subtle, very simple, very honest and very sincere email, and it has something that has a deep seeking to liberate. So this is how we understand if the intentions are what. So such an intention to liberate and just to purify oneself and nothing else matters. So we have so many other issues in the life, but we keep the other things apart and then we say, this is my priority and I want to purify as soon as possible, because this person also sees a limited time span, which is very important, very very important. So I believe this person is somebody who is in a good amount of awareness, much conscious and aware of what he is doing and what he is saying and what he is expecting out of life. With such consciousness, he is seeking something which he says he is unable to get in a very purified form. And whatever he gets, he says again, is so temporary. One good thing that he says here is, I was getting a feel that if this is true and real, then I should know the cause of reason for everything occurring with me. This is very important. This is what I am again saying. Whatever happens with us, or whatever we feel or we know, we have the wisdom, whatever we can understand, limited understanding that we see, use through the panchendriyas, through the five senses, that must correlate within our being. And we should know whether it is truth or not. Somebody saying it as truth, even if the scriptures are saying it is the truth, you always ascertain it through your own perception, through your own experiences. So it is always best to strive to have that experience, to strive to get that direct expression, direct knowledge, direct experience, and perceive it directly, because there is nothing more powerful and convincing than that. Because once you are convinced from the self, then you don't need any external books or material or people or guidance or anything. That becomes your inner source of guidance. That becomes your authenticity. So this is good. Having this kind of a seeking is very good. You said from the childhood, he was finding it very difficult to believe whatever he sees. Yes, that should be there. Everything should be questioned. Swami Vivekananda was one person who said question everything. Question everything. in life. Whoever comes to you, whatever you read, whatever you hear, whatever you listen from, whatever, even these videos and all, what you're seeing, what I share, so much I share, the higher wisdom so called, you don't have to just trust me, just from the words, or if it is somebody trustworthy also, don't just trust, but have the quest of digging and finding out what is the reality. Say that I want to experience, because Swami Vivekananda was one person who asked Ramakrishna, his guru, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, if God is there. And when Ramakrishna said yes, he said, where is he? I want to see. I want to experience that God. Can you show God to me? This was the kind of inquisitiveness that he had, and the boldness and the courage to ask somebody like Sri Ramakrishna. Anybody else would have said, oh, you are a great master. So, if you have seen, then it must be there. He said, no, until I see it, until I experience it, I am not going to believe it. That's a simple seeking. It is not arrogance or pride or ego or something. It's a deep seeking to experience it firsthand. So I believe this is a very strong point. If we have, why I am reading this mail is again deliberate. If we have such kind of a quality of inner strive, the striving to experience things directly, to know the truth directly, experience the truth, know the truth also. Experience the truth. Whatever you hear, the videos, whatever you hear, whatever you read, whatever, everything you should contemplate to get it in your own experience. Even if you're praying, pray that you get this in your direct experience. So this is a good point that I thought. And I'm telling you, day one, whoever wrote this mail, I don't think you'll find it very difficult on the path once you are. It might be a little confusing for you now, but as you go deeper, you will understand and it will become easy, because these kind of personality traits that you have, the characteristics that you have, or this kind of an attitude or personality that you have within you, these will help you. There are other points also that you see. I found it you have subtle things. I watch the sky, moon, stars, and creations, and I wonder how much of effort and detailing would have been made for making this feel real for me. This is a kind of poetic. Believe me, if you are poetic towards creation, towards the quest of life, if you are looking at everything with awe, with wonder, this is a kind of wonder that you have. How much of effort must have gone into all this detailing, minute detailing. I always say, everything around us, within our body, out of our body, if you just look at it closely, there's a miracle in it. It is impossible to explain the depth of how these things work. It's impossible. Right now I'm just looking at one plant. If I sit on that, contemplating on that, I can sit for hours and contemplate how that leaf is shooting up, how that little bud, yellow bud is shooting up from there, how the roots must be transferring the water from there, how does the root know how much of water to take in, and how does the plant know how much of sunlight to take in, and what is the process of photosynthesis, who in the plant is managing it, which part of the plant is managing, where is the head, where is the tail, where is the heart, where is the brain of the plant. It's impossible to know which part of that is the leader in that, who is commanding, there's so much of awe in it. And that flower, after a certain time, who tells it that it has to be yellow? Who gives it the shape, a particular beauty shape? And then after the flower, the fruit comes in. What is the process that the fruit is hidden in the flower? See how deep it is. And it's microcosmic and macrocosmic. In the fruit that comes out is again the seed. That seed, one small seed. I used to wonder when I'm putting the seed, my God, this small seed, so tiny, can grow into a tree and produce fruit? Unbelievable. But it does. Why? It has come from a fruit. See how the vast level of things. Small seed you put in, from there everything sprouts, life takes its own form and it takes charge. Nobody to tell it, nobody to guide it. Of course, there is something to guide it. That's called cosmic intelligence. So this person is again talking who so much of detailing has gone into everything in the creation. I'm just talking about one plant. And we are talking about infinite, countless plants on this earth. That's just one kingdom, plant kingdom. Then you look into other kingdoms, so many forms of life. Everything is managing on its own, but managing very sharply, very accurately. The planets that you see, the cosmos, the universes, the galaxies, each and every planet has got its frequency, its speed, its laws, and its motion that it's going on, the revolution, the rotations. Who tells it? Who gives it the speed? Who is putting it in sync with each other? Who is ensuring that the planets do not crash against each other? It never happens that way. Who is ensuring this vast, infinite, everything is accurate? Everything in precision it's happening. We can't manage one small, even if you need to manage a big, large factory also, you can see so much of intelligence, so much of machinery and so much of science has got into it. Still it is not perfect. And you imagine here the cosmos, the whole cosmos is functioning with accuracy. That means that there is something that is driving this whole thing very accurately, including us. It is only when we separate from that cosmic intelligence, that I, that beam, that separatedness is what causes the ego. Ego is that I am different from that, and I then start seeing myself as different. When I see myself as different, I'm telling you, these kind of questions won't come. The stronger you say I am far, I am different from that source, the farther you will be, the more far you will be from all these kind of subtle questioning. So check out your grossness also. If it is too gross, I have never ever stopped and thought about how the bee is flying, where it has come from, and where it is going, and what is keeping its buoyancy, and how is it looking so beautiful, and how does the bee know that where to get it, and how to go, and how does it trace its home back? So many kilometers it must have traveled, and how does it know where I have to go and empty in that, and how does the bee build the beehive? It's so much of accuracy. And there is storage. How does it know that I have to store it? So many questions will remain unanswered. It's curiosity. It's always curiosity. So why this is important I'm saying, because once you have this kind of a quest, this kind of a query, constantly you are looking into the awness, the wonder of it. You are getting more closer to whatever you call God, or that supreme creator, or that cosmic intelligence. You are shattering your ego. You are breaking the boundaries that you are saying that I am different. When you are getting closer, the difference is going on. It is thinning. The veil is thinning. Now I am again talking with respect to this person's query. This person's quest is to realize the real me. Who is the real me? So what I am trying to tell is, why is the real me hidden from us? Why am I not able to see the real I? Why am I not able to see the true me? Simple. Because I am in the false I. What is the false I? The ego-built body, the ego-built mind, the ego-built intellect. This is the ego-built personality, which I call I and mine. This, when it becomes strong, false I, real I goes inside. It's hard to find the real I because there is so much of covering. It is strengthening. We are every day strengthening our false I. The more you attach with things of the world, the more you are attached with your senses, the more your vision is outwardly, the more you are logic, and the more you are gross, not going into subtle details, not appreciating the beauty. I put a post also, do not let your creativity die. If you are a creative person, do tones. There is somebody needed to fix them out, put them into place, then it will work out. So who is that somebody who is doing everything in a fraction of a second? Is it the me? No, I can't. If it is a me, then why not everybody is composing music? Why not everybody is writing poetry? Why not everybody is painting? Are you seeing it? There's a difference. depends on their connectivity with the source. So all the people who are creative are people who let go of the false I, at least when they are doing that work. If not at all times. When they are doing, you can see them, they are lost. Look at them, they will not have hunger, they will not have that any other passions, they will not have any thoughts in their mind. They are completely engrossed in it. They are like meditative with that work. Whatever work they are doing, they are completely meditative. What has happened? They have gone into pure awareness. They have shifted into awareness. And in that awareness, when they are doing it, that itself shows when you are shifted into awareness and when you are lost, and when you are doing that art work or music or whatever, then you are allowing that awareness to work. Awareness is the real I. I've always said this. False I is my mind, the I-ness. So the more the I is there, the less of the real I. So why I'm relating all this to creativity on this stuff? Because these are those subtle things. You have those points. What I'm trying to tell you is, catch on with those points. Those are the advantages. Give more fuel to them. Step more and more into awareness. A person who is very subtle with such awe and wonder, who's thinking with awe and wonder, they can easily enter into awareness. It's not difficult. For whom it is difficult to enter into awareness? People who are very gross. People who are very much identified with the I. They find it very difficult to enter into the subtleness. Because they are unable to shed off the I. The personality is there, that me is there. And for these people, it will take some time. It's impossible, but it can take a longer time. Because they have to dissolve a lot of things that they feel is them, falsely feel. For them, I always advised, go into awareness and always see what is false and what is true. What is that real part of you and what is not that real part of you. That is a viveka, discrimination. And check that out. What is not you, what is not the real you, shed it out. Discard it completely. Don't even keep thinking or noting it down or thinking that, oh, I have immediately discarded, which is not true. Discard it. That is how you shatter all those wrong personalities that you have built with so-called I. That it's very deep and very huge. I have talked so many times about masks that we wear in the society. We have all kind of masks. One in the friends, one in the home, one in the office, one in the society. We are different people everywhere. These are all related with strongly with the I. Because we want to represent and we want to be something in somebody's eyes, in the world's eye. We want to be a good parent in front of our child. But we may not be a good parent outside. No, it's a big difference. We may be a good, loyal child to our parents, but we might not be good children outside to others' parents. So what is it that is so confusing? It's the mask that you wear. So I have a mask in front of my parents. I am this way to my parents. Or when I go out, I have another mask saying I am this way to my parents. What we put on the social media, my parents. And people create a different image of, oh, he is this way to the parents. Which might not be the real you. But you have built up that personality now. And then you try to live up to that. Where? To the people you show. But when you come home, you are a different person. You are the real person there. You might not live up to that. So these kind of things are there. You got to be very, very much working on your awareness continuously if you want to shed this. Because it's very simple. Realizing the real I is very simple. You have to just shed the false I. And for that you have to keep identifying continuously what is that false I. All these things which I mentioned. One by one, I have built it up and it's very strong. The belief systems, the dualities that we have. I talked in my last Sunday life. The duality, strong dualities that I have. That this is different, that is different, this religion, this path, that path, this denomination, this gender, this caste, this creed, this religion. These are all that we have. This will strengthen up your false I. Because that's not the real you. The real you is not the one who keeps distinguishing among people and creating barriers, boundaries. That country, my country, gone. That's a big duality. We might feel we have pride in, talking about my country. Oh, it's my country. It's my religion. I need to protect it. We are nobody to protect it. Whether you are there or not there, religions will run, the countries will run. It is just a stupid false ego that boosts up our ego and says that I need to do something for my country or my dharma or my religion or my path or my people or something, and then I have that influence of that savior attitude. I want to save. It's the ego that's telling you got to save it. And then you feel that, yes, I'm going to save this. Who's this I that is saying I'm going to save? The false I, the ego I. The real I will never go to save, because there is nothing difference. Why do we have from the Shastras only again? Why do the great mystics say Vasudeva Kutumbakam? There are no boundaries for them. It says the whole world is my family. And family means what? How do you treat your family? You got to treat everybody in the same manner. That means what? Seeing oneness, seeing the same spirit in everyone. That is non-duality. That is the real I. A big thank you to God. Say that I'm blessed. You are blessed, because the creativity is nothing but a small tinge of the cosmic intelligence. When you take the paint and brush and do you think you are doing it? No, we feel we are doing it. We might put our copyrights or name or whatever. That's the false I that is doing it. But if you see, we have not done nothing. How do we know which stroke to give when, which shade to give when and where? We think it's our mind that is. No, it's not. The persons who are creative are who have lesser wheels. Their wheels are very thin. They are more connected to the source. So there you are giving an opportunity to the source to work through me. They don't realize it. Most of the artists and creative people don't realize it. When they are doing something, it flows through them. It happens. Nobody can explain. You ask a music composer how they compose. They will not be able to tell you. Of course, they must say, I do this, I do that I will be there. But still, they cannot explain how that perfect tune and that melody came into that mind. Because the brain cannot create melodies. It cannot directly give birth to melodies. And the more you stick on to this real I, the lesser you will identify yourself with the false I. So what are you doing indirectly? When you keep on grooming all these layers of the false I, you are automatically in the real I. Are you getting it? So the questions that you have asked, that you're saying, you have walked the path and now I request you from the part, please help me out to realize. These are all the things that you need to do, my dear. Never have a fancy idea that one day I'm meditating and one day it will just blast out and everything will just, no. It is a consistent effort that we keep on doing on the path. And very beautiful that you said, very important point that you said is that you are aware and conscious that it's a temporary life that you are here for. You are not permanent. See, this is an indication that you are already working through your little part of your real life. This is awareness. Only a person who is in awareness will say that my time is limited here. And in that I got to realize God or myself or whatever. The truth I got to fully realize and experience. This is a very good point. This shows the seriousness. Because when you have this kind of seriousness only, you will walk towards shedding off all the false I. Those who are not serious and they think that there's a long time, we'll see later on or next life or some other life. Oh, let me just be good. Realization is not for them. It will never happen also, because it needs very, very deep yearning for that. So I can already see that you have it. You are walking already towards it. But only thing that I see is you're writing the mail out of impatience. You are actually working the path, you are actually moving towards it, but it will take a little time to shed off your layers. How much time? It depends on how much you have accumulated. Everybody's quota is different, so nobody can tell you accurately. So if you want to really fasten it, then you got to be constantly aware and work on it more, more deeper. more honestly. Keep a watch on yourself and shed it as soon as possible. Keep on shedding. That's the only thing that you need to do. Then real self will just keep emerging little, and then you'll have glimpses of the real life. You'll see, and you'll have experiences, and that will be your conviction. You say, wow, this is really good. I need to work on this. Let me go in this manner. That's fine. That's how we need to walk further. So that's a good point that you said that my time is limited, and in this I got to realize all these things. And then another point that you say is, I'm trying to find happiness and satisfaction in this material world. It's awareness again. You're consciously talking these words. You're saying that I am in a material world. I'm trying to find happiness and satisfaction in the material world, but none of them is giving the real purity. Now you have answered your own question. You said I am trying to find happiness and satisfaction in the material world, but none of them is giving the real purity which I am looking forward to. The real purity actually cannot come from the material world. So I should say you're looking in the wrong place. But I should happily say that you are aware that it's a material world at least. Material means false world. Simple. Gross world. So you're looking for this permanent happiness and permanent satisfaction in the wrong place, in the material world. It will never give you in the worldly world, but it will give you in the higher worlds or the spiritual world, what you call. You can rather seek the higher worlds in the material world. It's a different approach. It's as good as seeing God in everything and everyone. Higher world in the gross world. The subtleness in the gross. Seeing the Shiva in the Hari. Hari is Prakriti. But seeing Shiva in the Hari, which is hidden, you can't see it. Prakriti you can see. The Maya you can see very clearly. And your buddhi will keep on telling you, this is Maya, this is temporary, this is not going to give me permanent happiness. That's your Viveka telling you. But there is something within that. The Shiva Tattva, what we call, or the godliness, or the cosmic divine aspect that is running through the whole Prakriti. I need to catch on that. And it's there everywhere. I told you that plant is there. There is God in that. There is supreme intelligence that's doing that work. When I'm looking at the plant, I don't look it as a gross Prakriti only, just as Hari. I'm seeing a material world now. It's a material world. Plant is a material world. So I'm looking at it in a material world and I didn't look back. Finished. You have not done the whole thing. I'm trying to tell you, in the material world, look for the higher world. Look for that cosmic intelligence. The awe, the wonder which you already mentioned. When you keep looking, when that habit is there, to every time look wherever your eyes falls, to look beyond. Even when you're looking at a person, when you're staring at a person and just looking at a person, divine or undivine, just contemplate on what is that cosmic element, where is that cosmic element hidden in this person. You cannot ask that why is this person behaving this way when there is a divine force inside. It is very clear that there is a divine force, there is that godness in that person, but too much of karmic layers. If that person is unpleasant or too much negative way, the karmic influence is working. So try to see that, the divinity in there that is hidden, and the karmic influences that is making that divine person act in this way. Stare, contemplate on these things. Try to dissect these. So what happens in this process is, normally when we look at somebody, we give judgments because we have opinions. Oh, this must be this fellow, look at that crook, he's that way, look at this person, how they are acting. Because we are just looking at the grass and stopping there, like looking at the plant and finishing. And what is this plant? Yellow colored plant. And why it is here? Oh, it should have been planted there. Why yellow? It should have been red flowers. I like red flowers. No, these are all opinions and judgments that is going on. Criticism. We are not happy with that. But there is so much of detailing in that. When we look at a person, instead of saying this and that, instead of being stick, if you go deeper, what will happen is, this judgment will stop. These wrong opinions will stop. The criticism will stop. And in this habit, you'll start finding God in every human being. This is what Vasudeva Kutumbakam says, that see God in everyone. All the great mystics, all the sacred scriptures say the same. Look at the God in everyone. But it's difficult for us to look at God in everyone, especially if they are ungodly. These are the habits that will help you. If you keep these kind of habits, why I am giving advice of this sort? Because you already have these habits. All that you need to do is enhance it. Keep enhancing it. Finally, you said that, I request your blessings and hand holding to groom me to get out of the vasanas and help me to. You need not have anybody's blessings actually that way. Being and walking the path itself is a blessing. It's an automatic blessing that you take from the nature itself and you take from anyone and everyone that you meet. You become a sponge of attracting and sucking, or not sucking, I would say, absorbing the grace and blessings wherever you go. Whether people bless you or not, whether mystics bless you or not, you just go into their aura with this kind of an attitude, this kind of a approach, spongy approach. You will just absorb, whether they give or not, it doesn't. Because remember one thing, all the people who are radiating light, truly, are not people who will keep something and then bless or something. It's not that way. They are in that form. The radiance is always going out from all the divinely connected people, or anybody that you see. All that you need to do is just tune with those people. That's all. And that exchange just happens. Because all the people who want to do good in this world as definitely only sending good vibes. They know they should not send bad vibes, because that will cause others. So these are very conscious people who consciously and even unconsciously, it has become a part of them. They keep radiating only the goodness, prayers, blessings, all for the world, because they are practicing in that kind of a practice. So actually there is no need for you to go to anybody and seek blessings. Do not ask, do not request anything, because when you request, you are coming into your false eye. The false eye is the one who tries to get something. Real eye doesn't need anything. Real eye is in that state. So this is just a small thing that I'm telling you. Okay. So, and another thing why I'm telling you is not to get stuck up with anybody. Not to expect anybody, because when you are connecting with me also again, your expectations will go high. Then you will expect somebody to give you what you want. Whereas your job is to actually seek it and find it yourself. What the other person can give you is just the guidance. So when you say, and not just you, I have had many males I'm telling you, who say, hold my hands and take me. That will not happen. Nobody can hold anybody's hand. Nobody can take the horse to the well. If the horse is thirsty, it will automatically walk to the well. Please remember this always. Okay, that itself is the guidance, best guidance that I can give. He said to get me out of vasanas, help me and groom me to get out. I'm telling you, vasanas also are again the tendencies that come only when the false eye is strong. The gunas and the vasanas are all rooted in the false eye itself. In the real eye, it's not that. So what I'm trying to tell you is, instead of directly attacking any vasanas, they might be bothering, they will be there. They will be irritating, they will be, sometimes they will be discouraging you, things. When you feel everything is fine and pure and then suddenly something comes in, vasanas. That's okay. Just go very easily on that. Don't be too hard, because you are still on the path. You are not completely godly or something. So you say it's okay if that comes. But say okay in awareness. See in awareness the difference, as something has spotted out. Okay, fine, that has happened. But put all your efforts again to dissolve the false eye than the vasanas. Don't directly try to attack the vasanas and pull them down. It will never happen. Rather, break down all those walls and that cementing that has happened, that is holding that vasanas very strongly. The false eye. That identity, the I, I'm telling you, what is the false eye? It's the ego. You break the ego, all this will go. You read in the Shastras also, what is Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh. It is a part of Ahankar. When you have ego, they say you will have lust. They say when you have ego, you will have anger. And all these are interrelated. If there is ego, there will be kamana, desires. There will be lust. And if the lust is not fulfilled, it will turn into anger. You're seeing it. Everything is interlinked. All these things. All the vasanas are interlinked. And what is the father, parent of it? Ego. What is ego? False eye. So again, slowly going and hitting the root is what is more important than trying to chip off the fruits. Because if you cut off the fruits, you might feel it's gone for now, but another fruit will come there. But if you uproot the tree, the whole thing is solved. So that's good, because all these points that you have mentioned here are all in deep awareness. And that is one good thing that I like about this mail, and I feel this email is very mature. And so I felt I should read this, and whatever answer I can give to the best I can. Okay, so what I can say in this is, you can definitely keep looking at these awareness videos, and you can look at into other awareness videos, and keep linking with people and trying to understand this concept of awareness. Awareness is again dissolving the false eye and getting more into your real eye. When you get into a shift into awareness, that awareness itself is your real eye. So the more time you stay in awareness, the more time you are enhancing your real eye. And the more time you stay in the real eye, you are automatically dissolving all that is false within you. Because from the real eye, you can easily see all that is false within you. And when you are in the real eye, only you can dissolve this. Because if you are in your ego, it's very difficult to uproot something. You be in the false eye and try to remove a part of it's very painful. Why will you cut yourself? In the false eye, you might say, oh, this is my ego. So now I got to get rid of my ego. What will I do? How do I get rid of my ego? With my ego, I try to cut my ego. With my anger, I try to cut my anger. I'm very angry and I'm upset, and I say, I don't like to be angry. And in that anger, I say, I got to remove this anger. What will you do? I might take a flower vase and hit the TV. Anger, I got to get rid of it. This is all that will happen. You can't uproot anything in the same equation. Uproot these things, really. It's good that if the ego has seen it, the false eye has seen it, okay, this is something that is wrong. But the problem is, everybody tries to pull it out or work on it. Being in the false eye, it's very difficult. All that they need to do is, when so much of understanding has come, shift into awareness. When they shift into awareness, they are moving away from this false eye and going to the real eye, which is very divine, of a higher consciousness. From that space, it will be very easy for you to pluck out the roots which is within you only. Because if you are very angry and agitated, you shift into awareness, and suddenly what will happen is that anger will first neutralize. Until you come to the neutral gear, it will not go deep. Otherwise, what it is, in the conscious mind, if you are doing it, logically if you are doing it, you will directly try to attack it. But if you shift into awareness, first what will happen, it will still you. It will still all the falseness. It will still the running mind, the ego mind. And in that stillness, you will see that vasana or that whatever wrong thing or this false eye which is there, which you don't like about yourself. Then you look compassionately at it, and then you just smile at it. In that space, there is no war. You just look into it. I have always said this. When you stare in authenticity at something that is not good within you, it will dissolve. And you can only stare. The real authentic stare that you can give is powerful and purposeful will be only when you are in awareness. Because that state is different. It's a pure state. That has the power to burn that particular false thing that you're looking at without a war. Just by stillness and by watching it as an observer, as a witness. That is why awareness is being witness. Just an observer. You can't be an observer with the conscious mind. I'm telling you. Many people try to witness being in the false eye. They try, it's not happening, I can't. This I can't. I am trying to. This is the false I. When you shift into awareness, all these things just drop. The I and all this I am trying, effort, nothing. When it all drops, you can just see in stillness what is not meant for you. And you can see, oh, this is really not harmful. I mean, in that state, it doesn't harm me. It cannot harm you. So you'll say it is harmless when I am in this state. And when you look at it in that fashion, it starts becoming harmless. And that is what I meant. It will start dissolving. These are two logical words, but I feel I used all these words because if you have written in this state of awareness, you will be able to understand this also in a state of awareness. And also, do not worry about your age. That I have come to middle age and then there is only so much left or that much left and I got to hurry up and finish up. I'm saying you have that intention, that's good enough. That you want to finish it in this lifetime. That's good enough. But never go behind the results. Then you will always be impatient. 1 year passed, 2 years passed, what is happening? You don't know. There is a lot of things that will keep on happening and releasing. You won't know how much time. So it's better not to keep judging yourself on that. You begun walking the path, that's more than enough. I'm telling you, the cosmic intelligence knows that. Knows your intention. It knows your intention, and that's what's more important. So when your intention is pure and set right, in a certain way, the cosmic intelligence joins hands with you. And that's how guidance begins coming to you, support begins coming to you, help begins coming to you, clarity begins coming to you. All those things start happening in life. You are manifesting it. Manifesting from where? From your own intention. What I'm saying is, just keep your intentions pure and intention on the highest and the seeking on the highest. That will automatically make you become aware again and again, almost all the time. Just that you got to do, intentions, and keep shifting into awareness and looking at everything in discrimination and do your bit whatever you can. I mean, I don't think you're a man of sadhana, but if you are not also, you can do this. And if you want some support system, you can take the help of worship or ritual or a prayer or some meditations or anything that will just enhance and double up the whole thing. So that will help you dissolve all your karmic imprints also. Keep moving, because nobody on earth can tell anybody, even the greatest beings, spiritual beings, will not tell this is your time or you are going to get. I have never read it, I have never seen it anywhere. Any great being is telling you will take so much time and in so much years you are going to get realized something. Why? Because every moment that person is choosing. They might see, okay, at the age of 60, this person is going to get realization, but that is only for the current moment. They are seeing it very truly. They are powerful enough to see, and they can see that 60 years, okay, it's going to happen. But that is the current status that they are seeing. Nobody knows how that person is going to behave tomorrow, day after, because that is their free will, which this person doesn't know. So they might change, they might alter their karma. Instead of 60, it might become 120 or 220 or whatever. 220 means, pushed on to the next generation. Or it can reduce also. And instead of 60, it might come at 58, 55, depending on the speed this person is working on. That is why nobody foretells, even in the mystic world, how much time it's going to take. It all depends on us. All that I'm suggesting is just walk the path. That's all. And whatever has to be taken care of, surrender it to the cosmic intelligence. Let that take care of. Autopiloting. So with this, I hope I have answered all that you're seeking here. I'm sorry I won't be able to chat here because you have asked, you've given number and you were seeking this. I just put a message back to you that I'll make some videos some on the other day. Today I made it after a long time. So if anything is there, you can certainly continue with the questions, but again I will be answering only on the videos. So with lots of divine love and light to all of you.